best, you got him for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network for some more action with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. Tonight we are live from Pocono Raceway, that is Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle, Round 9, which is the Overtons 150. Overtons 150 Round 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the race before the chase, round 9 of 10, right before the chase begins. And I am your commentator, Sean Zulu, and joining me up in the Dre Broadcasting booth is David Everly. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, Sean. How you doing?
I am doing good too, thank you. Like I had said here tonight, Pocono Race. But before we talk about tonight, let's get a recap from last week's race, the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 at Kentucky Speedway. We had Cody McFadden bring it home for his first win of the season. Garrett Helmlinger came out second. That's Garrett Helmlinger. Ethan Kurtz third. Brent Kuhl fourth. Hunter McDaniel fifth. Dakota Craig sixth. David White seventh. Andrew Combs eighth. Kerry Cleaver ninth. And Joshua Gillen did round up the top 10 in that race at Kentucky Speedway. Well, moving on to our current point standings, that is the point standings, ladies and gentlemen. Zachary Kreiser still leading in points, but only 10 points ahead of his teammate Curtis Vollmer in second place. Bobby Tinch third. We have Cody McFadden fourth. Adam Eisenhower fifth. And Adam Eisenhower in fifth place, only 2 points ahead of the sixth place driver Dakota Craig. We also have Garrett Robinson, that's going to be Garrett Robinson in 7th place, only 1 point behind the 6th place driver, Dakota Craig. Tommy Amasi 8th, Hunter McDaniel, Marty Ray tied for 9th place. At the same time, Marty Ray and McDaniel, these two tied drivers, are only 1 point ahead of 10th place driver, Tommy Haynes. So the points are very, very close, ladies and gentlemen. Next race will be the race before the chase. The final race of the regular race season before the chase begins. And it is go time, and some drivers here already locked into the points. We will get into more of that here as the race progresses. But ladies and gentlemen, hope you are ready for tonight's race here tonight. The Overtons 150, round 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. We're gonna say hello to everybody in the chat, so please type it up, say something, say hello, let us know what's on your mind. Gonna see exactly who typed in the chat. We have Pat T. Welcome back, Pat. We're good to see you again after having a great success last week with Travis. Last night with Travis Pryor and Jay Pryor, and Tama S is in the chat. Tama is back. Welcome back, Tama. Hope you're doing well tonight, and they're ready to see here Adam Eisenhower dominate here tonight's race, as he's starting second here so far in qualifying. We also have Joshua Gillen. Joshua Gillen in the chat. Welcome back, Joshua Gillen. Had a rough night last night in the KNN series, but is hoping to turn that around here tonight in the track series. Great to see you again there, Josh. We also have Pac-Man. Pac-Man is back in the chat. He is with Tim Gillen. So Joshua Gillen has a cheerleader, somebody in the chat, Pac-Man. So good to see you again there, Pac-Man as well. Let's see who else typed in the chat. We also have Bryce Whitson Jr., one of the aliens here so far this season. Bryce Whitson Jr. in the chat. Welcome back, Bryce, and have an amazing race tonight, buddy. All-American in the chat as well. Tim Hamlet going to bring it home. Absolutely, Timothy Hamlet has a cheerleader there. All-American, welcome back, All-American. It is great to see you. Well, going back to the race here tonight, the drivers are now gridding up. So we are gonna give them a few seconds before we go down the list. And joining me, Rhonda, as well there in the chat. Joining me, Rhonda, for the Samson Motorsports team. And great to see you there, Johnny. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, taking the pole here tonight is the driver who took the pole last night in the Pro KNN series, the 81 of Travis Pryor. But starting right beside him is the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, 65 of Marty Ray starting third, 74 of Greg Bradshaw fourth, the 13 of Gary B. Whitson fifth. We have the 07 of Christian DeFalco starting 6th, the 48 of Curtis Vollmer 7th, 11 of Ken Ladd 8th. We have Bryce Whitson Jr. 9th, and Cody McFadden. Cody McFadden, last week's winner, starting in the 10th place spot after having a success last week at Kentucky. The 43 of Tyler Laureano, that is Tyler Laureano, 11th. The 94 of Devin Sanders, one of the most colorful machines out there, the Bud Light machine, 12th. The 1 of Garrett Robinson, that's Garrett Robinson, 13th. 33 Vern Markheim, that's Vernon Markheim, 14th. That's 77 of Tyler Hallman as well, with 1 win under his belt so far, 15th. 59 of David White, 16th. Brent Kuhl, 17th. Tommy Haynes, 18th. Dakota Craig, 19th. Joshua Gillen, 20th, rounding up the top 20. Ethan Kurtz, 21st. Rick Donovan, 22nd. Bobby Tinch, 23rd. Jim Kelly, 24th. We have Jason Eisenhower, 25th. Doug Blackman, 26th. Paul Davis, 27th. Gary Woolbot, 28th. Chris Voiles, 29th. And Nick Hunt. So we have Nick Hunt, Kerry Cleaver, Tommy Amasi, Jason Van Click, Derek Pemberton, Thomas Jarvis Jr., and Timothy McBrayer, rounding up the whole entire field, or the rest of the field. And we're going to see exactly how many drivers once we go green, because some drivers I just mentioned might not be racing. Well, here going back up front, we are now rolling here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with Travis Pryor leading, but Marty Ray deciding to start on pit road once that green flag flies. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are dealing with a 78-degree Fahrenheit air temperature. That is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy with a track temp of 105 degrees 105. It is a little bit on the high side here tonight, but it is manageable. And winds coming from the north at 2 miles per hour with a 50% fuel limit. That is 50%. So we should expect to see some excellent green flag pit stops for 65 laps. Exiting turn 3, ladies and gentlemen, the tricky triangle. Only 3 turns as expected for triangle. three sides, and that pace car will be dipping off here before too long. The green flag flies before the pace car dips off, and Travis Pryor finds the gas pedal immediately and gets a commanding lead against the 86 of Eisenhower, who then falls back in line here so far. Green flag, lap 1, the overturns 150, round 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Track Series.
Yeah, Travis Pryor gets a good jump, Adam Eisenhower, but unfortunately the 74 of Greg Bradshaw, he gets stuck on that outside. He's being shuffled back here a little bit as these guys from about 4th place back are battling. Right now our top 5 is Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, Gary Whitson, Greg Bradshaw, and Curtis Vollmer.
Oh, we had some contact there in turn number 2, it sounded like. Let's see exactly who might have been involved. We are under caution.
Well, that's going to involve Garrett Robinson. As we take a look here, we are going to focus on the one of Garrett Robinson as we get a wreck here on lap 1. Looks like a running a little pack here coming into turn number 2 here. 3 wide action, and unfortunately, a couple cars can't get their truck number. Oh, actually, that's going to involve a lot of trucks, actually.
Oh man, very, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved, and they have a very, very rough start here tonight. And holy cow, a lot of drivers are very, very unhappy about that. And pit road will be a very, very busy place. But ladies and gentlemen, not to worry. The drivers do have one backup truck, one quick fix, one fast repair. So they should be able to get back out there with brand new machines. And as we speak, Cody McFadden down pit road, heavy smoke from the rear end. Joshua Gillen just blew up. Actually, no, Joshua Gillen's machine is rolling, but he is finally making his way to his pit stall for the brand new machines. And Dave, unlike most tracks, well, unlike the short tracks, these drivers need all the aerodynamics they can get. Basically, they need a clean car for the speed. But up front here, Travis Pryor still leading, Adam Eisenhower second, Gary Whitson third, Greg Bradshaw fourth, and Curtis Vollmer rounding up the top 5 here still. And ladies and gentlemen, this is round 9, the overturns 150, the race before the chase. So the next week, the next race will be on January 2nd. That will be the race before the chase, the final race of the regular race season. And so far, ladies and gentlemen, we already have some drivers locked into the chase, namely Zachary Kreiser. Zachary Kreiser having 2 wins under his belt. Curtis Vollmer as well locked in points into the chase. Tommy Haynes locked as well. Tyler Holman is locked. Bryce Whitson Jr. locked. Hunter McDaniel locked. Cody McFadden locked. We have Bobby Tinch, Adam Eisenhower, Dakota Craig, Garrett Robinson, Tommy Emasi locked, including Gary Woolbot as well is locked into the chase. And if you remember last week, for those that were here, we talked to Kerry Cleaver. Kerry Cleaver was on the was locked in last week for having a clean driving record, the cleanest driving record. But it looks like he's been knocked out of that this week. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, the being locked into the chase is not final. Is not final just yet. There is still time. One more race after tonight, which will be at Sonoma Raceway after next week, because Extreme is off next week. So these are not official just yet. They could change at any moment. So fingers crossed for that. And so far here this season, and as usual, here in the track series, the Extreme Motorsports always has one drop week. So these drivers have one drop week in the regular race season, which is this one, but no drop weeks whatsoever in the chase series. And what drop weeks mean, ladies and gentlemen, for those who might be unfamiliar with them, basically it means if they have one drop week, it means one of their worst races will be dropped, which means that's not going to count against them. And that's a very, very good thing. These drivers like that a lot, and it always helps and does not do any harm to the drivers.
Actually, a correction to what you said there, Sean. Just Zachary Kreiser, Curtis Vollmer, Tommy Haynes, Tyler Hallman, Bryce Whitson Jr., Hunter McDaniel, Cody McFadden. They are the only one that's locked in points. So that is our top 7. Bobby Tinch, Adam Eisenhower, Dakota Craig, Garrett Robinson, Tommy Emasi, If we were to go into the chase today, they would be in on points. On the bubble here tonight is Marty Ray and Kerry Cleaver. Also, Gary Woodson would be in due to the best driving record, but Brent Cool and Kerry Cleaver can also get in because they are just a few incident points there behind Gary Wolbert. So right now we've only got 7 drivers right now locked in here for the chase.
Yeah, 10-4. I do appreciate the correction. So, yep, top 7 drivers locked in. And these drivers, so like I had said also to begin with, these are not final just yet, ladies and gentlemen. So here next week, after next week at Sonoma race with the Toyota Save Mart 350 round 10, the race before the chase, that will be their final race to get themselves locked in before the chase begins. And here scanning the field, we have the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. Bryce Whitson Jr. in the 6th place spot behind the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And Bryce already sustained some front-end damage on the machine. Doesn't seem to be too bad. Hopefully it's not affecting him. It won't affect him here once we go back to green flag racing. And these drivers always take advantage of the draft because this track is quite long with a lot of straight stretches, 3 straight stretches. Yeah, 3 straightaways there between turns number 1 and 2, turns 2 and 3, and 3 and 1, and it is 2.5 miles in length. And looking there in the chat, we have Jay Pryor tuning in. Welcome back, Jay Pryor. It is good to see you. And heck of a race last night in the Pro Can series. Hope you're doing well. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now back 1 to green this time around with Travis Pryor leading with the help of 13 of Gary Whitson. On the outside line, Adam Eisenhower with the help of 74 of Greg Bradshaw. And status check on the 65 of Marty Ray. Marty Ray did decide to start on pit road after qualifying in the 3rd place spot. He is currently in 16th place position, restarting behind the 1-2-2 of Jason Van Plik. As these drivers get bunched up nice and tight, nice and strong. A 60-lap shootout coming up. That is 60 laps with Travis scrubbing those tires, trying to generate some heat. We also have Adam Eisenhower here right beside him. Gary Whitson, Greg Bradshaw, Curtis Vollmer, Bryce Whitson, Christian DeFalco, and Ken Ladd side by side off turn 3, going green. And that green flag is out, and a drag race already between the 2 leaders, the top 2 drivers, Pryor and Adam Eisenhower, side by side. But Eisenhower gets out-shifted by Mr. Restart himself, Pryor. As we speak, 13 of Whitson trying to occupy the inside of the 86 of Eisenhower. But Eisenhower defends that spot against him for now. And Greg Bradshaw high and dry on the outside line. The 10 of Bryce Whitson right behind him, 48 of Vollmer, falls short of the exit of turn 1, and towards turn 2 he is getting freight trained by 11 of Ken Ladd, Bryce Whitson Jr., and so far trying his best to catch a grip or a groove.
Yeah, I mean, well, they call it the tricky triangle for a reason. These turns, even though flat, are difficult, especially when you have a bunch of other trucks here. Not really meant to go 3 wide here at Pocono.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that always is a recipe for disaster indeed. And as we speak here, some side-by-side still going. Actually, they went back to single file. Oh, man, 11 of Ken Ladd gets into the outside wall off the exit of turn number 3. And the good thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, this track is all about strategy. It's all about being able to set up drivers, playing mind games against your opponents. Basically, off the turns is where these drivers get their speed, is where they make up time and positions against their opponents. And as we speak, 11 of Ken Ladd on the outside of 48 of Curtis Vollmer, side by side. These guys have been going at it for a lap and a half now, but 48 of Vollmer finally falls back in line for now. It's just right.
Yeah, as we look, there's a little bit of a battle here going back, further back with the 122 of Jason Van Cleek. That looks like it's the 28 of Chris Boyles, but they go back single file. Marty Ray making some headway as he gets to the inside of the 17 of Tommy Haynes.
Yeah, but Chris Boyles, after having some great success last night in the Pocono series, trying to have the exact same momentum shift to this series right here, but right now he's being approached by Marty Ray, Tommy Haynes, who are side by side, 3 wide 2 of Ethan Kurtz to the inside of both Marty Ray and 17 of Haynes, but Haynes backs it down, says nope, way too soon. And here Marty Ray to the inside of 28 of Chris Boyles, side by side, half turn 1. Boyles might have him slingshot engaged off the exit of turn 1, but not enough of a slingshot because the little to no banking is always not the best thing for these machines. And as we speak here, 17 of Haynes trying to watch the battle between Marty Ray and 28 of Chris Boyles, as behind him the 2 of Ethan Kurtz is downshifting. And here, Dave, we have some drivers deciding to stay in 4th gear, which is the highest gear. That's 4th gear all the way around the track. But some drivers deciding to downshift these machines down to 3rd in between these turns, specifically the 2 of Ethan Kurtz. And Ethan Kurtz makes some time up against 28 of Chris Boyles and puts him down to about 17th place and himself up to 16th. So different driving styles. It's all about what these drivers prefer. When they get what they prefer, they do end up they get the opportunity to push these machines to the limit. And as we see here, we have the 2 of Ethan Kurtz still on the inside of 17 of Tommy Haynes, now his next victim and opponent. And Haynes backs it down so far. And Haynes has been losing spots left and right so far, seems to just be taking it easy, backing it down, trying to buy his time, trying to get used to the machine's handling with the track every single lap. And the 811 of Derek Pemberton here is currently in the 18th place spot, behind the 28 of Chris Boyles, despite his left rear damage. And this is Derek Pemberton's first race here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. He is, we have some drivers behind him. That's going to be in 79 of Thomas Towers Jr. Sounded like he was spinning out, but it was a lot of tire scrub going on. These machines going way too fast for these turns, but still being able to make the turns successfully despite that, surprisingly. And Dave, that's where a lot of tires get worn out.
Yeah, I mean, especially with this new build, they got to worry about those tires because these lap times are going to be affected majorly as this goes on. So definitely got to take care of those tires.
Yep, and like all the drivers talked about, playing it smart is always the way to go with this new build now, and a lot of drivers adapting quite well to it. We've heard a lot of positive things about this new build, not many drivers complaining. That's always a good thing, and so far the racing has really changed because everyone's driving differently now, where they prefer to drive in the beginning and race later on, but some drivers so far trying to take while they can, because they know once those tires go away, it's going to become extra difficult to make moves against their opponents. And Laureano so far charging on the back bumper of 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. now side by side. And Laureano in the ForcedEminence.com Toyota Tundra here so far. His next victim is now the 811 of Derek Pemberton. And for the back in the Pack 64 of Cody McFadden, last week's winner. Status check on him. He got a piece of the action during the first caution and is trying his best to keep that machine clean because it is out of backup trucks, out of quick fixes. so he's trying to stay alive so far, drafting off the 94 of Devin Sanders. And some more side by side for the back in the pack. It was between Bobby Tinch, including actually that's going to be between 25 of Doug Blackman and the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. But Jason Eisenhower breaks way early to just let the driver go. That's going to be 25 of Doug Blackman. And right now, Doug Blackman's next victim is the 64 of McFadden, who is now pressuring the 94 of that's going to be the Bud Light machine, and that is 94 of Sanders. And so many battles continue to go on throughout the whole entire track. These drivers trying to take while they can, ladies and gentlemen. And as we speak, 811 of Derek Pemberton on the inside of 77 of Tyler Holman. Oh, they make contact. Oh, man, Pemberton goes back down low to avoid causing trouble. No harm done. But as a result of Pemberton backing it down, he lost the spot, momentum, and speed. And now he's trying to regroup, back it up, and do it all over again, but do it right with a bigger run. And the one of Garrett Robinson. Garrett Robinson here has been keeping a low profile here so far tonight. He is now behind 28 of Chris Voids, and the caution flies on lap 13.
Oh man, that is going to involve the 18 of Rick Donathan as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting replay. Let's go back and take a look here, see if we can see exactly what happened with the 18 of Rick Donovan. It looks like he was going down underneath the Javelin machine, and then, ooh, contact between the 18 and I think that's the 34, but not too bad of damage. He keeps it off the wall. That's going to bring out our second caution of the night.
Oh man, yeah, very unfortunate for every single driver involved in that, especially the 34 of Timothy McBrayer getting the worst end of that deal. Heavy smoke from the rear end of the Javelin machine, and is getting trying to he made it to pit road and got a brand new machine, and soon he will be rolling off pit road. But up front, we are still being led by 81 of Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower second, Gary B. Whitson third, Bryce Whitson fourth, and Greg Bradshaw in the fifth place spot. 14 laps in, 14 laps on their tires and tanks. They should be going down pit road this time around. Yep, Travis Pryor leading everybody down pit road as we speak, and the majority of the field will follow. Oh, Dave Travis Pryor overshoots his pit stall. Oh man, he went all the way forward and had to do it again. Actually, he spent about 5 to 10 seconds straightening the machine out, unfortunately. So he will lose a lot of time as a result. Yep, everybody's leaving pit road but Travis Pryor. Well, Pryor finally leaves pit road, but he has been shuffled to the back of the power, for the back in the pack to the mid pack. So he'll be trying to get back up there, but Adam Eisenhower was able to win that race off pit road. The driver behind him being the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr.
Actually, our new race leader is going to be the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Not sure if he went down pit road or not, but he is being shown our current race leader. No, he did not. He did stay out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Joshua Gillen trying to his same strategy. He seems to always stay out at least one lap extra every single time we are under caution. but he should be pitting in this time around because he always does that, and the strategy seems to work out for the most part. So yep, Adam was able to win that race off pit road. Bryce Whitson came out second. We had Greg Bradshaw third, Curtis Vollmer fourth, and Timothy McBrayer coming out in the fifth place spot. And Timothy McBrayer was the driver who got a piece of the action as well during the incident that brought out the caution and got a brand new machine. That is a well-dressed Tundra. And yep, we have 40 of Joshua Gillen down pit road as we speak. And so far we have, let's see, 33 drivers on the lead lap, with Timothy Hamlet being the first driver 1 lap down, Paul Davis 1 lap down as well, and Bobby Tinch 2 laps down. Unfortunately, Bobby Tinch had some connection problems, but he is back in the server and ready to do some damage here, trying to get 2 laps back before the race ends. And ladies and gentlemen, for all those of you interested in being a part of the action here with the Extreme Motorsports 99, check them out at extrememotorsports99.com. For the new viewers out there in the chat, if you to just give you an idea of what they do here at Extreme on Monday nights. They run a Pro K&N series and a road series. On Tuesday nights, Truck series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity series, and Thursday nights, a Cup series. So you guys can sign up, and you will be placed in a series based on your experience, because they do place you in certain series or different series based on how much experience that you have. And once again, that's Extreme Motorsports. So drop the first E in Extreme and start with the X, extrememotorsports99.com. Oh yeah, and looking at it right now, Travis Pryor dropped all the way to 12th place, so 11 spots back. So he'll be up there. Well, it's going to be quite the trip, him getting towards the front, because he has a lot of aliens in front of him, namely Ethan Kurtz, Gary Whitson, Marty Ray, Timothy McBrayer, Joshua Gillen, Marty Ray. Actually, Joshua is in the back. He went down pit road. But we have Christian DeFalco, Vern Markheim, Curtis Vollmer, Greg Bradshaw, Bryce Whitson, and Adam Eisenhower. So that will be quite a windy road for Travis Pryor, but fingers crossed. We are now back 1 to green with Adam Eisenhower still in the lead, and decides to start on the outside line because the leaders do have lane choice. Curtis Vollmer on the outside behind him. On the inside line, Bryce Whitson with the help of the 74 of Greg Bradshaw.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Travis Pryor, I mean, we seen him last night. He kind of got shuffled back on one of his pit stalls, but he's able to work his way back up. But, I mean, he's got some good drivers. He's going to have to get around here, but we still got a lot of racing with 49 laps to go.
Yep, still a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. Get that popcorn ready, and so much action. Hopefully you guys can be able to keep up. And so far here, these drivers just getting bunched up nice and strong, going for this amazing green flag run. And with those 14 laps we had in the beginning, or the 14 laps they had on their tires to begin with for the caution, I had noticed a lot of slowing down of drivers. Basically, the tires were going away at a faster rate than expected, and these drivers decided to just back it down, and a lot more single file was forming up. So here, fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of tire conservation coming up, and at least 2 pit stops needed. Well, off turn 3, the green flag is out before the pace car dips off, but 86 of Eisenhower finds the gas pedal immediately. But right behind him is the 10 of Bryce Whitson trying to occupy his inside, but Eisenhower says no. He goes down low to defend his spot against Whitson. Oh no, he leaves his inside unoccupied. Whoa. Actually, it looks like Bryce backs it down, and Adam chops his nose off as the 48 of Vollmer now trying to get a free launch program against the 10 of Whitson Jr. And 74 of Greg, oh man, contacts between 33 of Markheim and 74 of Greg Bradshaw, which sent Greg Bradshaw squirrely in all sorts of directions, known to mankind left, right, but nice save by Greg Bradshaw, no harm done, still green flag racing, his next victim now being the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. still, as 33 of Vern Markheim tries his best to back it up and regroup, and the 07 of DeFalco all over the outside of the 33 of Vern Markheim, side by side.
Yeah, most definitely here as we see Bryce Whitson still battling with the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, but this is letting Adam Eisenhower pull away. Look at this, Travis Pryor starting back in 10th on that restart. He has worked his way all the way up to 6th position now as he is going after the 07 of Christian DeFalco.
Oh man, Vern Markheim smacked the wall on the exit of turn 1 of the caution flies on lap 19.
It looks like it's going to involve the 1 of Garrett Robinson again. So let's go back and take a look here, see we can see what happened with Garrett Robinson here. Riding here with the 1 of Garrett Robinson, riding that middle lane. Oh, actually happened ahead of him, a truck up in the air, but that's going to be the 44 machine, I think it was.
94.
Oh, the 94 Devin Sanders. Let's go take a look, see what happened there. Ooh, a little 3 wide on the exit of the turn with the 98 and the 25. Ooh, that might have been a little net code there, but unfortunately in the 94, Devin Sanders gets a little air.
Oh man, indeed. Yep, definitely a bad net code between the two drivers, Doug Blackmon and 94 of Devin Sanders. And as a result, we have lost one driver, 33, Vern Markheim, retiring early for the evening. We look forward to seeing this driver and everybody else back after next week. Sonoma Raceway, round number 10, the race before the chase. But up front, Adam Eisenhower still leading, Bryce Whitson second, Curtis Vollmer third, Greg Bradshaw fourth, and Christian DeFalco in the 5th place spot. And we have Paul Davis. Paul Davis 1 lap down, the driver eligible for the Lucky Dog. So he will be getting that wave around here before too long to be back on the lead lap. And 94 of Devin Sanders, unfortunately, has retired for the evening due to some heavy bad damage. He got a piece of the action there early on and had to use his backup truck. And that just ended his night, the flip. Unfortunately, we look forward to seeing him back as well at Sonoma Raceway after next week, January 2nd. And we do have quite a few drivers going down pit road. Ethan Kurtz, Dakota Craig, Doug Blackmon, Tyler Holman, Brent Kuo. We have Garrett Robinson, Thomas Jowers Jr., Jason Van Click, Tommy Amasi, and Timothy Hamlet all down pit road. But everybody else stayed out as the 51 of Paul Davis, as promised, gets that wave around the pace car back on the lead lap on lap 21. And already, ladies and gentlemen, with only 21 laps in, we already have some drivers who've come up a very long way. For example, 17 of Tommy Haynes from 18th place to 9th. 8-11, that's the 8-1-1 of Derek Pemberton. That's his first race here tonight. From the 36th place spot to the 10th place position, getting 26 spots overall. We have Chris Voyles, 29th to 12th. Ethan Kurtz 21st to 14th, and Jason Eisenhower from 25th to 16th. Also, not forgetting the 69 of Kerry Cleaver from 33rd to 18th. A lot of drivers moving up early on, and a lot more to move up. Oh, and also Marty Ray did miss the start. He did qualify third, right behind the leader. Well, he was starting behind the leader, Travis Pryor, the pole sitter, and started on pit road after missing the start, the grid, and had to start in the back of the pack. But is now in the 8th place spot behind the 13 of Gary Whitson. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been a heck of a season here with the Extreme Motorsports99.com Track Series. And looking at the drivers' stats here so far, the drivers having at least one win. So we have Zachary Kreiser with 2 wins under his belt, Curtis Vollmer 1 win, Cody McFadden has a win. We have Hunter McDaniel with 1 win, Tommy Haynes 1 win, Bryce Whitson Jr. with a win, and Tyler Holman with a win as well. And these drivers once again are the ones who are locked into the chase this far. So that was a heck of a season on these drivers' parts, trying to dethrone the existing champion, the 6 of Tom Wetmore, who will not be here to defend his throne, ladies and gentlemen, because he has been promoted to the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series on Wednesdays and Thursday nights. And speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, the Dre Broadcasting Network brings you live action, live coverage on Mondays and Tuesdays, the Pro K&N Series and the Track Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99. That's a Dre Broadcasting Network, Mondays and Tuesdays, while the Online Sim Racing Network takes care of the Wednesday Series and Thursday Series with Extreme Motorsports, namely the Xfinity Series or the B Cars and the Cup Series with the A cars. So be sure to also check out Online Sim Racing Network, OSR Network, with Joe White on YouTube. And we are now back 1 to green, still being led by Adam Eisenhower, and deciding to start on the outside line once again. Leaders do have lane choice, and 74 of Greg Bradshaw right behind him on the outside. On the inside, we have Bryce Whitson Jr. with the help of the 48 of Curtis Vollmer.
Yeah, taking a look here, just 43 laps to go, 23 laps completed, 65 laps in total here tonight. Taking a look down the list here, Travis Pryor leading 14, Adam Eisenhower leading the last 8. As we take a look at the race report, only 1 lead change. That's when Adam Eisenhower became the new leader. We've had 3 cautions for 10 laps here as they are back double file, ready to go green flag racing.
Yeah, speaking of leading those laps, last night we had Travis lead the most laps, 116, but Adam, Bryce Whitson, these 2 drivers have a lot to say about that. And we talked about how Bryce Whitson is one of the aliens here this season in the Track Series, and he also is very, very fast in the long run. And I just now noticed this, but we are missing the points leader, Zachary Kreiser. But we look forward to seeing Zachary Kreiser back after next week. So far I've noticed we're missing Zachary Kreiser, including Brian Wasserman. Hope these 2 drivers are doing well, and they will be back after next week. As for Sonoma Raceway, exiting turn 3, going green.
Yeah, the green flag's going to fly as soon as that pace car comes off, as they come off of turn number 3. Pace car off, green flag out. We are back, green flag racing here at Pocono.
And a drag race already exists for the race lead. Bryce Whitson, Adam Eisenhower side by side, giving it all they have. The best thing here is the one who can outshift the other one is the better driver, who's going to benefit the most. And as we speak here, Adam Eisenhower is on outside. He's getting pinched up there, but Adam still holding his own. But as we speak, they are being approached by Curtis Vollmer and Greg Bradshaw, who are side by side.
Well, we're under caution again, Sean.
You're going to see exactly who might have been involved in this one.
That's going to be the 43 of Tyler Laureano as we go back and take a look here. Looked like coming off the turn, some contact between him and Cody McFadden. He goes to the inside. Not sure why that brought out the caution, but he was in the grass off of the raceway, but that brought out our 4th caution of the night.
Yeah, and from further investigation, that was, on my end, some bad netcode between Tyler Laureano and the 64 of Cody McFadden. Very, very unfortunate indeed for both drivers involved in that. And Laureano especially getting the worst end of that deal and smacking the wall nose first, or the barrier on the inside nose first, unfortunately. Well, by going back up front here, Bryce Whitson took over the race lead, new race leader, second lead change right there. Adam Eisenhower second, Curtis Vollmer third, Greg Bradshaw fourth, and Christian DeFalco in that 5th place position. Yep, and let's see, these drivers now have 11 laps on their tires and tanks. So they will be most likely pitting in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take first commercial break of the evening. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overtons 150. That's the Overtons 150, round 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping Road Track Series, brought to you by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. And for all those of you interested in being a part of the action, check them out at Extreme Motorsports 99. A quick summary: on Monday nights they have a K&N series and a road series. That's K&N series and road series. Tuesday nights, truck series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity series. And Thursday nights, a cup series. So you guys can join and be placed in any series based on your experience. And once again, that's ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme and start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, going back to the race here, we are still being led by Bryce Whitson Jr., Adam Eisenhower second, Curtis Vollmer third, that's Curtis Vollmer, Greg Bradshaw fourth, and Christian DeFalco in the fifth place spot. Looking at my stats here, the drivers up front, the top 16 drivers from Bryce Whitson down to Kerry Cleaver, everybody stayed out under this caution, but everybody behind that did decide to go down to pit road. And we are now back one to green, this time by. And here on this restart in the lines, we have Adam Eisenhower, Greg Bradshaw on the outside line. We also have Bryce Whitson with Curtis Vollmer on the inside line. And ladies and gentlemen, a special treat coming to you live right here on the Dre Broadcasting Network on the restart, the Crank It Up Cam. That's right. Turn up those speakers, turn up that sound, and enjoy these machines. Roar as one. Well, that was a Crank It Up Cam right there, ladies and gentlemen. We are under caution, and I see exactly who might have been involved. Looks like Ethan Kurtz and 98 of Dakota Craig. Looks like it started with the 2 of Ethan Kurtz.
Looks like he made a little contact with the wall, and then he kind of blinked out, and that, I think that was pretty much due to internet connection there, Sean.
Oh man, most definitely. Very, very unfortunate for Ethan Kurtz and everybody affected by that. Unfortunately, And Ethan Kurz gets the worst end of that deal. Hopefully, he still has his only backup truck, so he can be able to be out there with a brand new one and not a single dent on it. And as we speak, he is trying to work his way down to towards pit road, because that machine has seen some better days. But up front, Adam Eisenhower still leading, Bryce Whitson second, Greg Bradshaw third, Curtis Vollmer fourth, and Travis Pryor moving up to the 5th place spot. So the only position change we have so far, I believe, is Travis Pryor moving to 5th place, and Marty Ray moving to 6th from 7th, and bumping Christian DeFalco from the 5th place spot down to the 7th place position. And these drivers did not pit in last caution. They didn't pit in for they haven't pitted in for 16 laps. So something tells me they might be coming down pit road, but that is debatable. I said the same thing last time, but that was not the case. So we're gonna find out here before too long. Now, Adam Eisenhower is staying out, but everybody else behind him, oh, he's faking them out. Yep, Bryce Whitson goes down pit road, and a few drivers will follow him. So now here we have Adam still leading, Greg Bradshaw second, Curtis Vollmer third. We have Christian DeFalco fourth, and Marty Ray in the 5th place spot. Updated top 5 right there. And this, ladies and gentlemen, oh, we have Bobby Tinch getting the wave around the pace car, the Lucky Dog. And Bobby Tinch is now back on the lead lap, this time around on lap 31. And this gives us some time to get a race interview with one of the drivers. So let's focus on the 59, actually 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth is the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Good to go up here, buddy.
Copy.
How you doing tonight?
We're doing good. Good. Sitting here at our home track, being from Pennsylvania, so this is a good little race. Happy to see my teammate Adam up there, Marty Ray up there, and David right behind me. So we're looking to bring home some podium finishes here.
Oh, 10-4, man, that is amazing to hear. And Jason, how's the machine been handling here tonight, man? Because, you know, with these speeds you guys are running, and this track being as flat as it is with only 3 turns and the tire wear not the prettiest either, how are you handling it?
We're handling pretty good tonight. Turn 1 seems to be the nemesis of everybody, but I'd like to get a long run here so we can all filter out and make some passes on the straightaways and exits of the turns. That's the key, is, you know, roll through and get your exit so you can pass.
Oh, most definitely. And Jason, coming into tonight's race, what was your game plan? Basically, what did you have to do to prepare for tonight to be successful?
Well, truth be told, I haven't run Pocono prior to tonight, so other than one practice session for about an hour. So my plan was to start in the back and work my way front, and maybe with some work from teammates and friends out here, get in the top 10, hopefully. That was my goal.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And Jason, you also have one of the best looking machines out there, the Sim Speed Shop. Get a box. You want to tell us a little bit about the paint scheme?
Yeah, that's thanks. This is a little company that I just started. We're doing button boxes, custom button boxes and dashes. So if anyone needs a button box or a dash, go to simspeedshop.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're going live January 1st with the orders. So look us up. We're offering discounts if you run our paints.
And that is SimSpeed Shop, ladies and gentlemen. SimSpeedShop.com. Check them out. Well, Jason, buddy, stay alive and see you in Victory Lane as you planned.
10-4. Thanks a lot. Have a good night, guys.
That was 36 of Jason Eisenhower with the Eisenhower Racing Crew. Well, we are now back one to green this time around, ladies and gentlemen, still being led by Adam Eisenhower. And with the help of the, seems like this time he's starting on the inside, yes, with the help of 48 of Curtis Vollmer, on the outside line 74 of Greg Bradshaw, with the help of 65 of Marty Ray. And looking in the chat, we have Anders World, that is Matthew Welsenbach, one of the veterans here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. It is good to see you there, Matthew. Hope you're doing well, buddy. And tonight, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Zachary Kreiser is racing, Matthew. And here on this restart, we will have 32 laps to go. A 32-lap shootout coming up in status check on Ethan Kurtz. Ethan Kurtz, who got a piece of the action there during the incident, is on pit road getting damage fixed. Unfortunately, does not have any backup truck. Unfortunately, that's hopefully his machine is back to life before the race is over, so he can be able to put down some more laps before then, or before then. And 07 of Christian DeFalco starting right beside the 28 of Chris Voiles, Ken Ladd beside Rick Donathan, Jason Eisenhower beside the 59 of David White, and rounding up the top 10 this far. Well, the green flag flies here, and we are now side by side up front for the race lead. Drag racing, we have Adam trying to outshift Greg Bradshaw. Greg Bradshaw trying to return the favor, and 48 of Vollmer to the rescue of the 86 of Eisenhower as we speak. But before turn one, they do back it down. Well, 48 of Vollmer backs it down, but 86 of Eisenhower goes in hard and will take back the lead against 74 of Bradshaw.
Yeah, good power move. He just gets that good push off the exit of turn one. He's going to go high here, but here comes Curtis Vollmer under the 74 at Bradshaw looking to move into second position.
And Marty Ray right now is just watching this, trying to get a free position. If 48 of Vollmer makes the pass successfully, he will most likely change his race groove and get behind 48 of Vollmer past 74 of Greg Bradshaw. But then Bradshaw has propelled the outside line so far. Seems to be the place to be. The slingshot of these turns seems to be really helping these drivers. But off turn 3, oh, they must make contact. Ray and Vollmer, that is. But no harm done, still side by side for fourth place, actually third place. And Rick Donathan as well is under fire from the 07 of Christian DeFalco. DeFalco on the inside, Rick Donathan on the outside, side by side before turn one, on the exit of turn one. Looks like Donathan will make the pass successfully. And now his next victim, Chris Voiles, but the caution flies on lap 35.
Yep, this is going to involve the 51 of Paul Davis as we go back on the Dre Broadcasting replay. Let's take a look here, see what happened to the 51 of Paul Davis. It looks like he was running right there with the 81. Contact between him and the 81 gets him around into the wall. Unfortunately, the only trucks involved there is now going to be our 6th caution here at Pocono.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate indeed. Unfortunate for the 51 of Paul Davis. Third race here with the Extreme Motorsports Track Series so far. He did start in the 27th place spot, has been keeping a low profile, and hopefully still has his backup truck because he was keeping it safe all race long this far. But up front, Adam Eisenhower, Greg Bradshaw, Curtis Vollmer, Marty Ray, Chris Voiles, rounding up the top 5. And these top 5 drivers did stay out during the last caution. Well, they haven't pitted in 22 laps, so they might be going down pit road this time around. We are going to find out. We have David White, Gary Woolbot as well down pit road as we speak. And the driver in line for the Lucky Dog is the 98 of Dakota Craig. Yep, and All-American, absolutely right, man. Bad connections going on tonight. Unfortunately, we have so many different weather conditions going on around the nation, and that is affecting a lot of these a lot of drivers' connection. Now, but up front here we have Curtis Vollmer going down pit road, Chris Voyles, Rick Donathan, Jason Van Click. We also have Brent Kuo, Tyler Holman, Kerry Cleaver, Jim Kelly, Thomas Jowers, Travis Pryor, Bobby Tinch, Doug Blackman, Joshua Gillen, all down pit road this time by including Ken Ladd as we speak. And just as promised, 98 of Dakota Craig gets the waiver on the pace car and back on the lead lap this time around on lap 37. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get a word in with one of the new drivers tonight. That's his first race tonight, the 811 of Derek Pemberton. Interview coming up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth is the 811 of Derek Pemberton. Can I go up there, Derek?
Hey, yeah, I do, man. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Could be better, I guess.
Oh man, I can only imagine. Yeah, we noticed you got tangled up there in the beginning, but ever since then everything has seemed to have been picking up for your machine. And I've noticed you've been running with that kind of damage all race long. Has it been affecting you?
Not really. I mean, we got kind of ran into there coming to the green on the first lap, and it just kind of really haven't felt it really affect the car any. I've been pretty fast. I mean, apparently I've been fast enough to hang out here close to the top 10 for most of the evening, so it's felt pretty good. I mean, I've had some people tell me it should have been loose, but they're all pretty surprised that the car's been running pretty much perfect. It's just driver error that's causing it sometimes to act a little funny.
Oh, 10-4, most definitely. And speaking of how the conditions are perfect here during racing, when you were practicing there during practice, how is the machine changing? Basically, the handling, was it getting any tighter, any looser, or just staying perfect for a long time?
In the practice, it was a completely different car than what it is to now. I mean, in practice, the truck just didn't want to turn. And, you know, we were all just sitting there looking at each other like, you know, how are we going to make this truck turn? We get in here to the race. My truck just seems like it got a brand new handling and all this other stuff. And it made it where it was actually making it where it's actually drivable. That's how I've been able to drive up through the field, just because I feel like the truck can turn a little bit better and I can maybe get on the gas a little bit sooner than some of these other guys. So it's definitely been an improvement from practice to the race.
Oh man, very, very glad to hear about that. We are glad that you've been able to adapt quite well with the great handling here in the race session. And Derek, this is your first race with the Extreme Motorsports Truck Series this season. Should we expect to see more of you?
So far, yeah. I plan on coming back. You know, I guess I got to free back up my Tuesday nights to come back out and maybe try to race with these guys next week. Should be my last race of the season, unfortunately, because of league rules. But I hope to maybe come back next season. These guys seem like a pretty good group, and it seems like I can be a little bit competitive in here. So I can't wait to maybe come back next season, and hopefully next week I can be back in here at Sonoma.
Absolutely, man. We look forward to seeing more of you, a lot more of you here in the Extreme Truck Series. And Derek, keep doing exactly what you're doing tonight, staying alive and heading the right direction. You are now back 1 to green, so get back there and spank these boys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
And that was the 811 of Derek Pemberton, new driver, standby driver here with the Gillen Motorsports team. Jim Kelly, Joshua Gillen, and Dakota Craig. We are now 1 to green, going to be going green this time around. Still being led by Adam Eisenhower with the help of Marty Ray. On the outside line, 74 of Greg Bradshaw with the help of the 07 of Christian DeFalco. We are going green, and this time we'll be having a 26-lap shootout once the green flag flies. Oh, and looking there in the chat, we have John Marine. John Marine tuning in. Welcome back, John. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing well. We have some drivers already trying to save some gas, trying to maximize the fuel economy of these machines till the very end. We should be having at least one more pit stop in order for the drivers to be able to make it the remainder of the way. But off turn 3 this time around, going green, and the pace car, we are going green before the pace car actually takes the left off the racing surface. So the green flag is out, and Adam Eisenhower, great restart against everybody, commanding lead against Greg Bradshaw, Marty Ray, Christian DeFalco. But as we speak here, Marty Ray is on the inside of 24, Greg Bradshaw side by side. 07 of DeFalco is watching the battle from the shotgun view. And Bradshaw fell short entering turn 1, but off turn number 1, he was able to gain a little bit of time against Marty Ray. Not enough time to make a difference in that spot just yet. As DeFalco right now being approached by the 1 of Garrett Robinson. Robinson did start in the mid-pack and is now up here in the top 10, in the top 5 next, victim the 07 of DeFalco, who is under fire and will be under fire even more here before too long.
Yeah, most definitely. As these guys get single file here. Now, the interesting fact is your top 6 here have got at least 20 laps or more on their tires. 7th to 11th have 10 to 11 laps. And then everybody else below them only has 5 to 8 laps. So we'll see how tires play effect here as we've got 25 laps to go.
Yep, 25 laps to go. Usually the pit window opens up with 23 laps. Once again, that does vary when we track to track, because these tracks have different lengths. This track is 2.5 miles in length, and that is very, very long. So fingers crossed we will find out what the pit window is once we start seeing those green flag pit stops here before too long. And for the back in this pack, the 1-2-2, Jason Van Click in a cluster 28, Chris Voyers 48, Curtis Vollmer. We have the also on the outside line, that's going to be the 811 of Derek Pemberton, the 17 of Tommy Haynes, all in a pack of their own. And Jason Eisenhower got sucked into the wall on the exit of turn number 3. As a result, he did lose a lot of spots, all his speed, all his momentum, and has to back it up, has to get back up to speed and do it all over again. Unfortunately, he is continuing to drop to the back like a rock, but so far secures a spot right beside Jim Kelly, which is the 17th place, actually 18th place spot, no, 17th place spot ahead of Jim Kelly. But looks like Jason just went from 10th place to 17th place in one lap.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You get sucked into that wall. It kills your momentum that bad that all these other trucks are up to full speed. You're going to lose a ton of positions, that's for sure.
Indeed, and looking in the chat there, a new viewer. We have Tyler in the chat. Tyler Zombek. I do apologize if I mispronounce your name, Tyler. Christian DeFalco is my hero. Looks like Christian DeFalco has a fan in the chat. That is Tyler. And Tyler, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network there, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And a lot more side by side going on here as we speak. Actually, we just had Garrett Robinson and the 64 McFadden go back single file, and Cody McFadden here back in that 6th place spot. 07 of DeFalco being his next victim for position number 5. Position number 4. At the same time, Robinson keeps generating and charging against the 64 McFadden at a fast rate on the exit of these turns, and behind Robinson is the 13 of Gary Whitson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have 23 laps to go. We're going to go ahead and step away for our final commercial break of the night. We'll be right back here live at Pocono.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overtons 150. That's the Overtons 150, round 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping Road Track Series, brought to you by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. For the new viewers out there in the chat, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. The new, for the existing and or returning viewers, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We are glad to have you all. Keep blacking out for whatever reason. Too much tea, I think it is. I hope you guys are enjoying the show here tonight, with only a few more laps left, 47 laps in and 19 laps remaining. And ladies and gentlemen, we are under caution. It involved 98 of Dakota Craig, 81 Travis Pryor, and 79 of Thomas Jowers Jr. And as a result of that, 98 of Dakota Craig has retired for the evening. So we look forward to seeing this driver and a lot more, every driver back as well after next week at Sonoma Raceway. Because ladies and gentlemen, next week Extreme Motorsports 99 will be off for a Christmas holiday, Christmas break. So they'll be back after next week, with January 1st being the Pro Can-Am race and January 2nd being the Truck Series race on Tuesday. Well, here leading us is Tommy Haynes, Rick Donathan 2nd, David White 3rd, Doug Blackman 4th, and Christian DeFalco in the 5th place spot. And so far, some heavy movers, the heaviest movers we've had. The leader included in this, Tommy Haynes from 18th place to the lead. Rick Donathan from 22nd to 2nd. We have David White 16th to 3rd. Doug Blackman 26th to 4th. We have Tyler Holman 15th to 9th. Thomas Jowers from dead last, 37th place. Yep, 37th place to, that's going to be 5th, no. She lost my place. Yeah, Thomas Jowers from 37th to 11th. We have Jason Van Click, 35th to 14th. Bobby Tinch, 23rd to 16th. And Chris Voyles, 29th to 17th. Also not forgetting the 8-11 of Derek Pemberton from 36th to 18. And also Kerry Cleaver 33rd to 21st, and Timothy Hamlet 32nd to 22nd. Well, up front, the lights on the pace car do turn off, being led by Tommy Haynes, who is deciding to start on the outside line. Leaders do have lane choice. David White, well, so we have Doug Blackman on the outside behind Tommy Haynes, David White on the inside behind the 18 of Rick Donathan. And ladies and gentlemen, for all those just now tuning in, this is round 9, the race before the chase. The next race, Sonoma Raceway, January 2nd, will be the race before the chase, the race that ends the regular race season. So be sure to tune in then, and that's going to be the final chance or opportunity for these drivers to get themselves locked into the chase. And the drivers who are locked into the chase here this far include Zachary Kreiser, Curtis Vollmer, Tommy Haynes, Tyler Holman, Brian Switson Jr., Hunter McDaniel, and Cody McFadden. These drivers are already locked in, and a lot of other ones trying to get themselves in the same position as well. And here as we speak, we are now rolling off turn 2, almost going back green flag racing. A pace car dips off, the green flag is out, and Tommy Haynes finds the line pedal immediately, but 18 of Donathan sees it coming in time to maintain second place against 25 of Doug Blackman. Doug Blackman, heavy damage on the machine, and that machine is struggling to get up to speed. As we speak, 59 of David White on the inside, freight train against Doug Blackman at the exact same time. The 59 of David White is bringing a driver behind him, and that is going to be the 07 of DeFalco, 3 wide off turn 1, Bradshaw. go. Eisenhower and DeFalco, but back double wide. Bradshaw on the outside, roadblock behind 25 of Blackman. Oh, Dave Blackman having such a rough time here with his damage. It is slowing him down a lot. Oh man, the caution flies on lap 49. Gonna back it up and see what happened.
Well, that's going to involve the 81 of Travis Pryor here, as we are now under our 8th caution for the night. Let's go back and take a look here with Travis Pryor, see if we can see exactly what happened. Looks like somebody checked up in front of him, and he just did not have time to slow down. And just kind of ran back in, so there was an accident in front of him. Somebody checked up, and he just did not have time to slow down. So highly unfortunate, that involved a few cars there.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's unfortunate indeed. And unfortunately, Travis Pryor has retired for the evening. Was forced to park the machine as he did not have any more backup trucks remaining. Well, going back up front here, we are still being led by Tommy Haynes, Rick Donovan second, David White third, Adam Eisenhower fourth, and Christian DeFalco in the 5th place spot. And tuning in the chat is a new viewer. Welcome back, Hal Amy. Hal Amy, one of the drivers in the Pro K&N series here with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Hope you're doing well tonight, Hal. And a status check on 25 of Dag Blackman. Dag Blackman being shown in the 6th place spot behind the 07 of Christian DeFalco. And judging by the looks of the machine and the performance of the machine, he does not have any backup truck, so he's forced to run with that. And he's surprising wasn't dropping as quickly as I thought he would have been, because that damage does look very bad. It is quite deceiving, and I should say discouraging at the exact same time. And here we have Jason Van Click in the 9th place spot in the top 10, new to the top 10 actually, Mr. Van Click behind the 74 of Greg Bradshaw. And also the Dirty South back in the chat. Welcome back, Dirty South. It has been a while. Hope you're doing well. Oh, absolutely. I see that. That's actually Hal Amy's son in the chat. Well, it's good to see you there, buddy. Whoop, we have a position change up front, lead change up front. Rick Donovan takes over the race lead. David White second, Adam Eisenhower third, Christian DeFalco fourth, and Dag Blackman rounding up the top 5. And Tommy Haynes gave up the race lead to go down pit road. So we have Brent Kuo, Chris Voyles, Timothy Hamlet as well. All went down pit road, but everybody else did stay out. Oh man, and ladies and gentlemen, we've lost 2 more drivers. The one of Garrett Robinson and the 81 of Travis Pryor. Unfortunately, they have retired for the evening here this far, 51 laps in. We look forward to seeing them for the season finale, well, the regular race season finale, after next week at Sonoma Raceway, a road course for the, that's going to be the Overtons 150. Oh, no, that's the wrong script. Yeah, that's going to be the Toyota Save Mart 350 Sonoma Raceway, the race before the chase. Well, the lights on the pace car are still turned on, so this does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on one of the drivers here. Let's focus on the 25 of Dag Blackman. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth is the 25 of Doug Blackman. Good up there, Doug.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, very good.
Well, Doug, it is great to see you out there, man. You've been staying alive all race long. You've come a very long way from the 26th place spot to 5th place here this far, gaining 21 spots overall. But how's the race been?
Race been a little rough. Had a pretty good wreck back there and spent a lot of time on pit row, so I'm just playing a little strategy here, trying to make the best of the race.
Oh, most definitely, man. We are sorry to hear about your misfortune there early on. And here, once we go back green, we'll be having a 12 lap shootout. Do you guys have enough gas to make it?
We're gonna see. I don't know what I've got. Hopefully Rick's got something to make it since he's got a better truck than I do.
Oh, 10-4, man. Well, buddy, you are doing an amazing job here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Even though the race hasn't been going your way this far, it is still great to see you determined to get the job done regardless. But, man, with tonight's race, I'm pretty sure you're hoping to have a better race next race, which is going to be a Sonoma Raceway. How much experience do you have at Sonoma?
I've run Sonoma a lot, another series on there, so the truck should be a pretty good race there when we get to that. So I'm looking forward to that road course.
Oh, indeed. Well, Doug, stay alive, and we look forward to seeing you in victory lane and push that thing to the limit. Push it.
I appreciate it.
And that was the 25 of Doug Blackman. Definitely going to push that track to the limit. And he talked about how he's had the race hasn't gone his way tonight, but he is still determined to get the job done regardless. This time we are being led by 18 of Rick Donathan on the outside with the help of his teammate, the 25 of Doug Blackman. On the inside line, 59 of David White with the help of the 07 of Christian DeFalco. And in this line, side by side with between 48 of Curtis Vollmer and Greg Bradshaw, we have Jason Van Klick and 77 of Tyler Homan. Also, Adam Eisenhower with the, including the 77 of Tyler Homan. Yeah, 77 of Tyler Homan and the 64 of McFadden. And these paint schemes do look alike. They are similar. And also in the chat there, I noticed Tyler was asking about the fuel mileage. And Tyler sounds like not everybody will be able to make it. Well, the top 6 drivers might not be able to make it, but everybody else behind will be able to make it. It's gonna make things extra interesting, ladies and gentlemen. A 12-lap shootout coming up. I believe it is go time for these drivers. The green flag is out, and 18 of Jonathan gets a very good restart against David White. As David White is trying to play catch up so far, and 25 of Doug Blackman still struggling to get back up to speed as Bradshaw is trying to get out of line to get past him, but so far is stuck for now. He's gonna try and pounce later on the exit of turn 1, maybe. Oh, the caution flies on the exit of turn 1 on lap 54.
As we pull up the Dre broadcast and replay, we're going to take a look here, see who it was. I think that's going to involve the 65 of Marty Ray. As we pull up the broadcast here and take a look, yes, it does. That is going to involve the 65 of Marty Ray. Let's see what happened here. Is coming into turn number 1. Oh, it was a big checkup, and then unfortunately 69 got into him. Also the 28 also involved, but oh, that's highly unfortunate here with just 12 laps remaining.
Oh man, indeed, very unfortunate for every single driver involved in that, and this will give these drivers up front, the top 6 drivers, enough time. They will have a few more laps here to save some gas under this caution. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of drivers shutting these machines off and clutching them in to try and maximize that fuel economy, and also to avoid going down pit road one more time, because if they do go down one more time, they will be forced to be sent to the back of the pack. So Rick Donathan is still leading, David White second, Christian DeFalco third, Curtis Vollmer fourth, and Jason Van Click in the 5th place spot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this time to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the conclusion of tonight's race, the Overtons 150. That's the Overtons 150 round number 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Track Series, brought to you by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. And this is the race before the chase, round 9 of 10, before the chase begins. And for the new viewers out there, hope you are all enjoying the show here tonight. And it is going to be quite the wild finish, because we are now less than 10 laps remaining here in tonight's race. Now 9 laps. We are still being led by the 18 of Rick Donathan, David White 2nd, Christian DeFalco 3rd, Curtis Vollmer 4th, and Jason Van Click in the 5th place spot. Dag Blackman 6th, Greg Bradshaw 7th, Cody McFadden 8th, Gary Whitson 9th, and Derek Pemberton in the 10th place spot, rounding up the top 10. And Tyler Holman here tonight. We haven't seen much of Tyler Holman tonight, but he is here in the 11th place spot, just 1 spot below the top 10. And the driver holding the keys and the door to the top 10 is the Derek Pemberton in the 811. So Tyler is trying to sneak into there as soon as he can in that Moonshine Silverado. Actually, I believe that's a Toyota Tundra. Yep, that is a Toyota Tundra by Tyler Holman. And for the back here in this pack, the 10, Bryce Whitson Jr. in the 18th place spot. We have Jason Eisenhower, Tommy Amasi, Jim Kelly, Gary Woolbach, Thomas Jowers. These drivers 13th to 18th place, respectively, throughout the chart. And also Gary Woolbach, he has kept a very, very low profile in the Budweiser machine, right behind the 13 of 79 of Thomas Jowers in that 13th place spot. And looking there in the chat, we had Hal Amy in the chat. Well, we had Hal Amy the third, Hal Amy's son. And so Hal Amy is the driver in the Pro K&N series. And Hal Amy, welcome back tonight. It is great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now back 1 to green this time around. A 7-lap shootout coming up. That is 7-lap shootout coming up. So 2 laps after that, the next flag will end the race. We are being led by Rick Donathan with the help of the 07 of Christian DeFalco on the outside line, 59 of David White with the help of 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And Jason Van Click starting beside the 25 of Doug Blackman, Greg Bradshaw side by side with 64 of McFadden, and Gary Whitson and Derek Pemberton as well side by side on the restart, rounding up the top 10 drivers here, restarting side by side. And Doug Blackman still holding his own despite his bad luck. Here currently in 6th place spot, it seems like once Doug Blackman's machine picks up speed, it does do quite well. The problem is just getting up to speed is what he's having trouble with due to the damage, but fingers crossed for Doug, and very determined regardless. And we have in the chat Jamie run again, great to see you there, buddy, including Jetfire in the chat. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. We are now green flag racing. Rick Donathan has a great lead against David White. David White being pushed by 48 of Vollmer on his inside, 07 of Christian DeFalco side by side before turn 1.
Yeah, just 7 laps to go, so these guys see if we can get a good green flag run here to the checkered. As we've got 18 of Rick Donathan out front, Christian DeFalco sitting second. David White right there looking to pounce on DeFalco. He is on the outside, but he gets real close to that outside wall.
David White giving it all he has. It drives it in deep into turn number 2, but DeFalco gets around him successfully. At the same time, leaves a hole for the 48 of Vollmer to do the exact same thing to David White. And Curtis Vollmer is bringing the 1-2-2 of Jason Van Click. Oh, contact! David White, Van Click sideways. Are they gonna wreck? Oh, Van Click in the grass. They save it. The green flag is still out with 7 laps remaining. Oh man, that was a very, very close one, but nice save by both drivers. Still green flag racing, hammered down to the floorboards, through the floorboards if you will. And we have Gary Whitson right now the 13 in 7th place. On his inside is 11 of Ken Ladd, side by side off turn 1.
Yeah, these front 3 though, I mean, Curtis Vollmer and DeFalco though, they are side by side, but Rick Donovan can't take advantage of this and pull away from him. He's got him right there as we are 6 laps to go. As they come out of turn number 2, Curtis Vollmer, he is going to get around DeFalco, and they're going to fall back single file. So now Curtis Vollmer, he's got his eyes set on Rick Donovan. There's about 6 laps difference on those tires as Rick Donovan comes out of turn number 3 down this long front stretch as he is trying to move out of the draft so that way Curtis Vollmer can't use it. We are now 5 laps to go.
And the 7 of Gary Woolbot. Gary Woolbot was a ghost all race long tonight, but now is his time to shine, and he is definitely shining. 5th gear engaged, is trying his best to get around the 86 of Eisenhower and the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. And so far he's trying to get a good exit off turn 1 to go back up high to avoid getting freight trained on the bottom lane. The 05 of Amasi right behind him was going to give him a bump. No, it looks like he goes back down low as Amasi backed down to avoid making that very, very deadly contact. And we have here the 149 of Timothy Hamlet on the inside with one driving the wall. Didn't catch a number on that machine. That was Tommy Amasi. Yep, Tommy Amasi in the wall. Lost all his speed momentum. A big wreck on the backstretch with on lap 61 with 5 laps to go. But the green flag still stays out.
Green flag's out. That does mean next flag will end the race, Sean, as we are still being led by Rick Donovan. We got 4 laps to go. Curtis Balmer sitting in second. Christian DeFalco third. Greg Bradshaw fourth. David White fifth. I tell you, Rick Donovan can really use this win. This will get him locked into the chase.
Oh yes, he could in 48 of Curtis Balmer trying to go for his second win, trying to crush 18 of Jonathan's dreams this time around. And Curtis always talks about how he's never ever gonna let a driver win. He will always make them earn it. And so far doing exactly just that, applying the pressure to Jonathan, but so far trying to play it smart. He's gonna try and pounce later on, because at this point, if Balmer makes a mistake, DeFalco will get around him without any problems whatsoever or any regrets. And we also have Greg Bradshaw, David White here in line. Oh, David White getting freight trained by 6'4" McFadden. We have the 11th kill. Oh, they make contact. David White sideways of turn 4, turn 3. The caution flies. Oh, that's going to end the race.
Yeah, let's go back, take a look here at David White, see exactly what happened, what ended the race. But let's take a look here. As David White, Cody McFadden were racing pretty tight there. Oh, contact from behind. David White goes sideways, just enough to bring out the caution and end the race. That is going to give Rick Donovan the win here tonight at Pocono.
Oh man, yeah, very unfortunate for the 59 of David White for his bad luck on the exit of turn 3. What a heck of a race on his part. Despite that, and Rick Jonathan, yeah, first win right here tonight at Pocono Raceway, locked into the chase. That is a success. Curtis Balmer second, Christian DeFalco third, Greg Bradshaw fourth, and Cody McFadden in the 5th place position, rounding up the top 5. But those results are unofficial. Yep, and scanning this field here so far, Rick Jonathan has come a long way from 22nd place spot to the 1st place spot, while gaining 21 positions. We have Derek Pemberton here in 7th place from 36th, Tommy Haynes 18th to 9th. We also have Timothy Hamlet 32nd to 13th, Chris Voiles 29th to 15th, Gary Wubosh 28th to 16th, Jim Kelly 24th to 17th, Thomas Jarvis 37th to 19th, Jason Van Click 35th to 20th, Kerry Cleaver 33rd to 21st, Tommy Amasi 34th to 22nd. So these heavy movers all race long here tonight with now 2 laps remaining. That was a heck of a race right here, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope that you guys enjoyed the show here tonight by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Track Series, the Overtons 150, and also here at Pocono Raceway, round number 9 of 10, the race before the chase, with these drivers having one drop week. So the next race will be January the 2nd at Sonoma Raceway. Here we have Ken Ladd, Gary Whitson, Derek Pemberton, Tommy Haynes, and Bryce Whitson Jr. rounding up the top 10 from 6th down to 10th place. And Bryce Whitson here didn't have the as much luck as he might have wanted to have. It looks like this did not seem to be his track tonight. We have Bobby Tinch unfortunately retiring before the race, before the checkered flag, but it was a well-fought race, well-fought battle by Bobby Tinch, going one lap down early on, getting his lap back with the lucky dog, but unfortunately getting caught up in some more incidents that did end his race here early on. And this is now the white flag. Just one more reminder, ladies and gentlemen, January 2nd will be the next race, round 10, the race that ends the regular race season right before the chase begins. So hopefully after that race, we should be able to let you guys know who exactly is locked into the chase. So tonight we only had 7 drivers locked into this chase, but now we have 18, and the 18, we have 8 with Rick Donathan being the 8th driver locked into the chase. And I said 18 drivers because Rick Donathan's number is 18. Had that confused for whatever reason. But once again, so 8 drivers now locked into the chase. And great call by Travis Pryor, talking about how the drivers were not going to be needing to pit in. They were able to save enough gas under the cautions, and that was a good thing for the top 6 drivers like we talked about there, Rick Donathan included, with Curtis Vollmer. But off turn 3 for the final time this time around, Rick Donathan brings this thing home unchallenged at pace speed, which is 75 miles an hour. So we'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers. So here the official top 5, Rick Donathan, Curtis Vollmer, Christian DeFalco, Greg Bradshaw, and Cody McFadden, top 5 respectively. So interview the top 3 drivers, Rick Donathan, Curtis Vollmer, Christian DeFalco, and the special guest being 11 of Ken Ladd. So please stay tuned.
Good stuff. How do I lock up the front wheels?
Yep, Rick, the TV's all yours, so please, buddy, blind us.
Oh yeah, man. It's I gotta do my burnout right quick. Well, that's about all I can do right there. I'm out of gas.
Well, that was a perfect donut right there, back there. You know, we could tell you're used to winning. But how are you doing tonight, Rick?
Hey, man, it's a good feel. First win for me in my league since we started this thing in 2014. Got a couple wins with Extreme, but they were just fun runs and fun races. Nothing that really counted, but this one tonight counted. And it counted big for me. Missed out last week and this right here is going to put me in the chase. So this is a big win for us tonight.
Oh, indeed, man. Great success on your part here tonight. And Jonathan, we've talked about how all season long you've had great success this far. And tonight it paying off in a way that you lock yourself into the chase of something very, very great. And speaking of this chase, man, how are you feeling going into the chase, knowing that you have such heavy competition?
The competition is very tough. It really is. But I tell you, I couldn't. My rating is getting better and better each week, and I owe every bit of that to John Houston. He's letting me know what to do, what not to do, where to drive, how to drive in, how to drive out, what tires to take, what fuel to take, what tires not to take or take. And I'm just doing what he tells me to do. On that last restart, we started on the inside. I really didn't want to start on the inside, but hey, I'm doing what he told me to do, and look at where he's got me at tonight.
Oh, absolutely, man. Great teamwork. Teamwork always works well. And congrats on your success, and also locking yourself into the chase. The most important thing, trying to dethrone Tom Wetmore and continuing getting his title away. Well, Rick, any final words before you go celebrate, man? Any final words?
Yeah, I just first I want to thank all the community in ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Tonight's race, I want to thank Curtis Vollmer. He ran me hard. I knew he was coming. I knew he was going to be faster than me. He had fresher tires than I did. I did have to block a little bit, but hey, we're within those rules. And Curtis knew exactly what I was trying to do, but he's a Class A driver out there. And a big shout out to Christian DeFalco. He was coming strong. Definitely got to thank John Houston out there. And I want to thank the community out there in YouTube channel for coming and joining and watching week to week and being a part of this community with us. Big thanks goes out to them. And of course, you know, Sean, we got to thank you and Dave up in the broadcast booth, putting on a heck of a show each week, getting more and more followers each week, and your channel is exploding. And we really appreciate you guys being here with us and being a part of our community as well.
Well, congrats on the success here tonight, Rick. A lot more success to come from you and your team. And we look forward to seeing you again for race number 10 after next week at Sonoma Raceway. So go have fun, buddy, celebrate, and see you at Sonoma.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was the 18 of Rick Donathan, tonight's race winner, locking himself into the chase. But next in line is the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, who won second place in points. Starting tonight's race, only 10 behind the leader, Kreiser. Get a go up there, Curtis.
Oh, big 10-4. How about that finish, huh?
Oh man, great success on your part tonight. Great success on your part week after week. But tonight, the tricky triangle, the heavy tire wear out there, a lot of heavy competition. What was the feeling like out there?
Well, you know, the pit road again was huge tonight. Trying to get that, you know, get in front of the next guy is really tough here at Pocono, the tricky triangle. But that Lowe's Chevy 48 Samson Motorsports was fast tonight. You know, my crew chief set me up real nice underneath the car there, and they seemed to be able to make good lap times and go through traffic pretty decent. So we had a good day. You know, we didn't have a scratch on the car other than a little door banging there at the end with Christian. But you know, with that laps winding down, that's what it's all about. But when you got a good crew chief, good spotter up there, I'd like to thank my spotter Dan Wall out there, getting me going on them restarts. You know, that's key. That's huge.
And Curtis, I need to ask this, man. When you were behind Rick Donathan during the green flag run, you know, we know he was going for his first win for the chase, and you were going for your second win so far this season. What was your game plan trying to get around him?
Yeah, you know, we took 2 tires on that last run. I definitely had more fuel. You know, it was Adam's race to win. You know, he seemed to be the faster car out there, so I had to get in front of him. So I took the 2 tires, got in front of him. He got a penalty, had to go to the back of the pack. So I knew it was just everybody in front of me had old tires. So it was a matter of time just to chase him down. And it just had to be calm, collective, and just trying to get up to him as quick as I can without burning him up. And then once I got to him, then it was passing's a whole nother thing. Because, like I said, pit road's huge because it's hard to pass. And he was blocking me, getting right where I needed to be. And I had Christian right behind me. So, I mean, there wasn't much much left there, but we were trying to race them hard without wrecking them. That's about as hard as we could do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, congrats on the success so far here in tonight's race and so far this season. And also congrats on being locked into this chase coming up in less than 3 weeks. And we look forward to more successes from you. Hopefully, go celebrate, Curtis. Any final words?
Yeah. You know, I think we take the points lead. So we'll head into Sonoma, I think, is what we got left. We got 1 to go before the chase. So hopefully I can take this regular season win and champion, and then take it back and take that chase champion. So we'll see, but you know, couldn't do it without him. Couldn't do it out the walls. Got my crew chief Zach putting me up every week. These cars are fast. I want to see Zach back on the track. I don't know where he's been, but yeah, it'll be a good chase. I'm excited for it.
Well, congrats on the success there, Curtis. Go celebrate and see you in 2 weeks at Sonoma.
You bet. Thank you.
That was Curtis Vollmer, second place driver here tonight. But next in line is the 07 of Christian DeFalco. You look up there, buddy?
Yeah, man, I sure do. Sean, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Dude, I'm out here living the American dream. I swear to God I am. I can't believe we got our first podium finish of the gosh dang year, man. I'm so excited.
Oh man, we are very, very happy for you. It's been a well-fought battle all season long for you. Just about your race tonight.
Oh man, the whole race tonight was just wild. The night started off like you would not believe, Sean, I tell you what. But man, coming down to those last couple laps, we were running their top 3, you know, finally got up to 3rd. I thought for sure we had something for Rick there, but gosh dang, man, we were working with Vollmer, and man, he got around us, and we were working together. We thought for sure we would be able to get by Rick together. I thought that maybe those tires are going to wear out. Maybe him and Rick would have contact. Heck, man, anything. I was praying for anything. I thought maybe we'd be able to get this Lucron Automotive Toyota Tundra up here into victory lane tonight. But, gosh, man, we just couldn't do it. But you know what? I'm happy for Cino and the whole design team and everything to bring home a podium tonight. And it just means a lot. I'm happy to be here, guys.
Oh, indeed, man. And once again, congrats on your success after a well-fought battle. After starting the 6th place spot and staying out of trouble. Very, very important and impressive at the exact same time. And what was your game plan towards the very end of the race? Because you had to set up 2 drivers to get the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with David White there starting on the outside pole, you know, he's a real veteran guy. I thought for sure that he'd make a move on Rick, but he must just had a bad restart or something. Fell to the back. I'm not sure what happened, but we were fortunate enough to take advantage of that there, and we just weren't able to close the deal tonight. So we'll have to go get him again and try to make it into this chase. So we're pretty far out, but I think with a win, we may be able to get in.
Oh, that's the spirit right there, man. Keep up the great work. And that's exactly what we like to hear. Very, very commendable. And congrats on your success tonight. Well, but before we go celebrate, any final words?
Yeah, no, I just got to thank all my fans out in the chat. I saw Pat, he was out there watching me, and Tyler and a couple other folks, and it sure means a lot to be out here racing in this league. And I just want to thank you, Sean, and Dave, and all the folks out here for coming out and watching us tonight. It sure means a lot to tackle this tricky triangle.
Well, congrats once again on your success, Christian. Go celebrate, you earned it, and see you again in 2 weeks.
Thanks, man. Take care of you and your pet cheetah now, okay?
Terrible. Dang it. That was the 07 of Christian DeFalco. But next in line is the special guest, the 11 of Ken Ladd. Get a cup there, Ken.
Hey, how's it going tonight, guys?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I was hoping for a better finish here. I absolutely love Pocono. We had a superb truck during practice. I was putting down great times. I actually ran with Christian earlier in a private little race between me and him, and threw down a 59.7. You know, I was happy, but or sorry, 57 second lap, and you know, I'm coming in here thinking, oh man, this is gonna be great. Hopefully, I can get that podium. You know, make up for some of the season, but just the cautions weren't with us tonight.
Oh, 10-4, man. Very, very sorry to hear about your misfortune when it came to the cautions. But, man, you always have one of the faster tracks out there. Tonight, you were able to pretty much stay there in the top 10 for the most part, despite the heavy competition. And when you practiced when you were practicing for tonight's race, what seems to be the biggest challenge? Was it adapting to the tire wear?
So with the reduced fuel that we do in here, it's kind of the bigger object of anything. Because sometimes when I was doing practice, I would get 16 laps, maybe 17, have to pit. Sometimes I could get 18, pushing into 19. So it was really trying to judge the fuel. How I attack this track, I seem to hold tires a lot better. Or at least I like to think I hold tires better than a lot of people. And there's a lot of times tonight I kind of noticed that, where how I attack the track, how we approach these turns in here, I approach it like a road driver. I don't approach it like an oval driver in a sense where, it's okay to downshift, it's okay to upshift. You just got to mark those marks and power through, kind of deal. It's all about momentum. It's almost like driving a Skip Barber car.
Oh, indeed, man. Well, it was still great success on your part here tonight, man. We're glad that you were able to counter the machine, to pretty much plan everything out, despite the fuel limit kind of messing with you when it came to the strategy and the handling of the machine. And tonight, man, finishing in the 8th place spot from 6th, and talked about how you haven't had the best season yet with the track series this season, man. But how are you feeling going into Sonoma after next week?
I think there's going to be a couple good competitors, but overall, I think we'll have a good chance there to hopefully, get a podium finish, if not take it home. I enjoy road. It's what I primarily do most of the time anymore. So we'll just have to see. Leave it at that.
And Ken, lad, you also run one of the greatest tracks out there for an amazing, I should say, a great cause. You want to talk about your machine for us, please?
Yeah. So I'll try to make it as short as possible, and kind of give a little bit of backstory where it came from. But 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with brain cancer, and was flirting with the suspicion of epilepsy. Well, back in not this past October, but a year ago, October, I was diagnosed with another round of brain cancer, and also officially diagnosed with epilepsy. So I've been working in part with the epilepsy, trying to raise money, put the name out there. A lot of people, don't really know that there's a organization that helps people. The Epilepsy Foundation does a lot of things for people who have epilepsy and are diagnosed with epilepsy. Whether it be paying for doctor's visits for them, allowing them to help with MRIs and stuff like that, EKGs, whatever they may need during a medical visit. So I try to do my part, and I decided, let's retire the SpongeBob truck from last year and let's try to make an epilepsy truck. I also run one in the Xfinity round as well. So I mean, it's something that's true to my heart and close to it, and I feel no better way to try to spread the word out. And I ask anybody if you want to help out, do something for somebody else this Christmas other than your family, maybe throw them $5 or $10. Anything counts, anything helps. I mean, it's an organization just like Brett Cool's organization. His is another great one. Diabetes is another great one to look out for. It's just something we all got to be aware of.
Oh man, indeed. Well, we're sorry to hear about the origin of the paint scheme, and man, you're very, very strong, being here racing with us week after week, putting on a heck of a show. And buddy, you have stayed very strong, and your strength does take you a very, very long way. So keep up the great work. It's very, very commendable, and an amazing foundation, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Epilepsy Foundation in Ken Ladd, with Ken Ladd's that is Ken Ladd's Toyota Tundra, and that is the reason or the origin of the machine. Well, Ken, buddy, congrats on your success here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you after next race at Sonoma Raceway. Stay strong, brother, and see you again at Sonoma.
Yes, we'll see you. You guys have a Merry Christmas, and everybody out there, Merry Christmas to Maverick Motorsports. You guys have a wonderful night.
And that was Ken Ladd, ladies and gentlemen, with a heck of a cause, a great cause, Epilepsy Foundation. And he just gave us a little bit of a story there during his interview. He did finish in the 6th place spot tonight. So interviews there: Ken Ladd, Christian DeFalco, Curtis Vollmer, and Rick Donathan for the top 3 drivers and a special guest, Ken Ladd. Well, that's a heck of a race here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Overtons 150 round 9, the race before the chase, the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Track Series, brought to you by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. So as of tonight, 8 drivers locked into the chase, and a lot more drivers to come. So we will have 13 drivers racing for the spots in the chase. So let's see, that's gonna be 2. So 6 more spots to fill. So 6 more spots need to be filled. No, 5 more spots need to be filled up for the chase. So far we have 8, and we need 5 more drivers to get themselves locked into the chase to have a full 13 drivers. So that's gonna be interesting to find out after next week's race, Sonoma Raceway, for round number 10. Well, Dave, any thoughts?
It was a great race. I'm going to enjoy next week off, but can't wait to see who's going to be the last one to get the win and lock themselves into the chase.
Oh, you and me both, brother. You and me both. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in here tonight, and tuning in as usual every single night when the Dre Broadcasting Network is live. And the next race, once again, will be after next week, or the next truck race after next week, January 2nd. That's January 2nd, right after New Year. The Toyota Save Mart 350. That's the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway, the road course, round 10, the race before the chase, the race that ends the regular race season before the chase. And the next broadcast we'll have will be on January 1st. Yes, that's right. January 1st will be the next broadcast, round 10 of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro KNN series at Sonoma Raceway, entitled the Go Fast Racing 85. That's going to be Sonoma Raceway with the KNN cars on January 1st, because Extreme is off once again next week. Well, the next race to tune into, ladies and gentlemen, will be tomorrow night. That's tomorrow night with David White and Joe White, David Everly and Joe White. I do apologize. That's David Everly and Joe White in the Online Sim Racing Network booth right here on YouTube. So check them out on Online Sim Racing Network on YouTube, Xfinity Series. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly, and thanks for tuning in tonight. Have a good night.